Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Final Flash podcast. My name is Gambit, and joining me, as always,
Hentai guy.
Hentai Guy or Emilio, whatever you want to call him. He's good either way, right?
Always.
First and foremost, let's get that shout out of the way. Blood by Design, always thanking them for providing us with all of our podcast music, be it the intro, outro, or even the background music you're hearing right now. Anything from you?
Yeah, this guy, not once, not twice, 3 times almost hit instead of going here to ending stream right away.
Oh man, it was an honest mistake, but I didn't do it. I hovered over that end stream button by accident, but I did not click it. So I deserve some type of, pat on the back, pat on the head situation, because I could have messed up, but I didn't. Yeah. All right, guys, we're just gonna jump into it. Joining us today, we have a new follower, Quack57, and they are actually one of the topics of our stories this evening. It's a story that kind of irritates the crap out of me.
Oh, both of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
you showed me that.
I'm very angered by it for more than just a couple of reasons, and we'll get to that here in a sec. So I'd like to welcome her to the stream. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following. And I hope this helps you. I hope this helps other people when we get to your story. And yeah. All right, so let's jump in with what we've watched this week. We'll try to get some viewers in here before we tell the story.
Yeah, let everybody get settled in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. You want to start with record?
Yeah, let's start with record. Because
All right.
I know both of us were like counting that down for the second half of the second season.
I was on a website that had a timer, and it was just counting down until the episodes were live. And as soon as they were live, I hit that watch button.
The Buddha fight has been one of the ones I've been waiting for a while. And
Yeah.
I love Buddha. Everything about him.
It really is a great fight, dude. What did you think about like that? What you thought was going to be the ending of the fight?
Oh, with Zero Fuku?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I was like, you think it's like, all right, it's over. This is like a great resolve, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like, somebody has to die. Isn't that like the whole point of the Ragnarok? And so, like, the second when those horns activate, and you're like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, and you had no clue that they were never, like, organically a part of him until you see the backstory. That's so crazy.
And then we got a little bit more insight on Beelzebub.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that fight because I've been reading the manga, so I'm a little ahead of everybody.
Yeah, I haven't read the manga past. I haven't even gotten to the Buddha fight in the manga. I can tell you that. So I'm behind.
Yeah. So, but like we get a bit more insight on what Beelzebub's big deal is. But yeah, no, this was like right alongside with Hercules versus Jack the Ripper. This one was like close second, just because I love Buddha. I love his character that they have for him in this, like the nonchalant, I don't care type of vibes. And I just want to do me.
Exactly. Yeah, I vibe so hard with Buddha.
He's like the entitlement of just freedom of yourself and everything.
Yep. But yeah, overall, what would you rate those 5 episodes that released?
I'm gonna give them a clean 7.
7?
I think the animation could have been done a little bit better. We went kind of backtracked after the Jack the Ripper fight, but it wasn't too bad. It's not the worst I've seen. So, but they lose points for that. I think it would have made it a nice 8 or 9, but 7 is a clear cut for what we got.
I have to say 8. Solely because the teaser at the end, we get the first king showing up.
Yep.
That was real exciting for me, so I can't wait to see that fight. I'm gonna see Hades jump in the ring as well.
Yep.
He's gonna throw down, and oh man, I don't know. I feel like Hades might win. Again, I'm not caught up in the manga, so don't tell me nothing. Don't even.
I got nothing to spoil for any.
No winks, no nothing. Don't ruin nothing. But yeah, so Record of Ragnarok was pretty good. If you haven't already watched it, go ahead and watch the entire thing. If you haven't caught up. The 5 episodes are out right now. You can go ahead and watch them. You're going to watch that Buddha fight all the way through. It is beautiful. I say it's beautiful. You gave it a 7, but still.
No, it's not saying I didn't like it or it wasn't good. I'm just saying, like, we could have did a little bit better. You know, I like, when I compare, like, fight scenes, like, I look at, like, stuff like Mushoku Tensei, the end of season 2 when he's fighting Dragon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, when you look at that and then you compare it to Record of Ragnarok, you kind of see where I'm going with that.
Yeah, but that same could be said for a bunch of different animes.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you could say Seven Deadly Sins, some of the like most horrible animation after season 1. Was it season 1 or season 2?
It was after season 1.
Yeah, and they just switched up studios on us and just gave us that poor quality animation.
See, but yeah, but I wouldn't rate them a 7. Not even a little bit.
I mean, animation-wise, they're not getting a 7. They're probably getting like a 2 for me. But
yeah, 100%.
story-wise, I mean, of course, you know...
Meliodas looked like a Roblox character.
Oh, man. Let's see. Jumping on... Have you watched this one? This was from last season.
I have not watched this one.
Just finished up. Summoned to Another World for a second time. I finished it recently. I want to say yesterday, before I started a different one. I would overall give it about I'd say about a 7.5.
7.5?
Yeah, the story's good. The animation is good. It's a lot better than the Ragnarok animation. I forget the studio that does it, but it is beautifully done. The story is somewhat original. It's hard to get original stories in anime these days. So
well, I mean,
it's all been done.
This looks almost, based off the title, I'm assuming some sort of isekai in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard when the isekai genre is just overfilled at this point.
Yeah, our main character was isekai'd before, you know, he goes back to the real world and just so happens to accidentally be isekai'd one more time. So, yeah. It's pretty clean, so, you know, children can watch it under 18. I'd more than recommend it. I wouldn't say family friendly. I mean, there's still murder, a little bit of blood, but overall, if you have kids, we don't. But if you have kids, I would say this one's safe for them to watch. Let's see here. Oh, okay. There's another one of mine. I guess
you've been binging these last couple weeks. I'm gonna say that much.
I have all of last season finished, so I have nothing but anime to catch up on from last season. My one hit kill sister. This one I don't recommend showing your kids.
I could already tell just based off the title.
Like, it's not too ecchi, but the brother sister complex in here is pretty hardcore. The sister has a bro complex, so she's completely
the sister bro complex. There we go.
Completely in love with her little brother, a little more than a family member should be. I mean, it's normal for Japanese animation, but for like Americans, it's like, I would not do that with my sister. Why are y'all doing it? That's too far for me. I barely give my sister a hug and I'm out.
Well, what was that one? We're not talking about Otahime levels of that, are we? Are we getting pretty dang close?
No, pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah, she gets pretty excited over her little brother.
All right.
So yeah, I wouldn't let your kids watch this. I mean, you know, at your own discretion if you want to, but I personally wouldn't. The complexes hit a little too hard for anything I would let a child watch. All right, this is the new season of Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, a new season 2. I'm glad. I love this series. I've been reading the manga for a while, and I've been collecting the manga too. So you've seen it. I have like, what are we at? 14 volumes now. So yeah, I've been enjoying this one for a while. So I'm glad to see season 2 come back, and we're still keeping that great quality animation going.
Nice.
So we have not dropped as far as I can tell, and as long as it keeps going on this route, we're going to get some nice stuff. I don't know how far Season 2 is going to get. This is going to be interesting. Because based off the manga, everything kind of looks like it's running a little bit slow in the manga when it gets to this part of the arc. But they may be able to go faster through the animation-wise.
Okay.
So we may get more than what the manga has already gotten to, at least for us. And we may get more past it. So I'm hoping we get to that point where we just push past a lot of that.
Right. See, man, I am losing my place here.
Yeah, you're losing your mouse everywhere.
All right, my love story with Yamada at level 999. Have you watched this one?
I have not, but I remember we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
This was the one everybody was watching.
This one, if you're looking for something just completely wholesome, just like a completely wholesome romantic anime, this one is perfect. And if you guys know me like he knows me, I love like any style of animation. It doesn't matter if it's rom-com, seinen,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is.
We're just hopeless romantics.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Maybe. But yeah, this is a cute love story. You'll enjoy every moment of it. There's no sad scenes, so you won't cry.
Oh, thank
So
God.
I was saved there. Because
We
I
don't need
cry.
that.
I cry really easily when it comes to anime.
We haven't had an anime that like made me cry recently, so we're
Yeah.
good. We're going good so far.
I think there was a scene that made me like choke up,
Yeah.
but I didn't cry. No tears were shed. This is definitely wholesome. This is a whole family anime, so sit
Good for
down
all
with
the
the
ages.
kids. If you got them, whether you're 13 or 12, 11, 18, 21 and up, 31 like me or Dinosaur. It's good for everybody, so you'll enjoy that one. All right, and here's one that you've seen that I have not.
Yeah, The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. It's just a slice of life like romance story. But yeah, nothing too spectacular or anything about it. The title says everything about it. It's just cute fun. Although the animation is just like peak quality. Like they even had like this like for the first episode, for like the first 10, like I'm not gonna say 10, I think it was like 5-6 minutes. It was literally just a CG tracking shot. Like it was like a whole one shot through the whole school as they're following the main character.
Nice.
It was so well done too. Like I had to look at it, I was like, that's CG for sure. But you like if you're not really paying that much attention, you wouldn't catch it right away. But they did such a good job.
All right.
They didn't even drop the animation quality when we went to episode 2. They still kept up with that quality. So I'm excited to see more from it.
Nice. All right, and let's see. I did finish Mashal, Magic and Muscles.
You know, I'm surprised that we didn't automatically get the season 2 right away. But we are going to get a break, and I have no doubt we'll get the next season. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got that little teaser at the end saying part 2 coming next year, 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that one. You want to give the people watching a little description of what it is?
Harry Potter and One Punch Man.
Yeah,
That is
literally.
That is how someone described it to me, and I was like, that is the perfect description.
It really is great. It's almost like a complete ripoff of Harry Potter, with our main character just being a complete ripoff of Saitama from One Punch Man.
Yeah, literally all he is muscles.
Yeah.
But he'll use magic attacks as like workout routines. He says them as magic attacks. Even like I think the greatest like thing that we like when we were watching together that one episode, like when they know he doesn't have any magic, he still says magic attack.
Yeah.
Like he still keeps up the charade anyways.
Like magic hamstrings, and then he goes and kicks.
I love this one. It is so funny, and I cannot highly recommend this one.
It really is good. And I'm glad that, right away they stated we're getting a season 2 in 2024. So now I got something else to look forward to, as well as the ongoing animes this season that I probably won't catch up on. Except for this one.
Zom 100.
Yep.
I was looking forward to this one, but you want to know what amazed me about this one anime? It is on every streaming service.
Is it?
Hulu, got it. Netflix, got it. Crunchyroll, got it.
All right.
So like it's so available, and I was like, why is this one anime just so much available for all these streaming services? I was just so amazed to see it. I didn't think that it would be, because Netflix is getting its live action next month. But no, apparently if you got one of the services, you can watch this. And I cannot recommend this one enough because I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I gotta say they did it so good on that first episode. They turned it black and white. The world's kind of bleak, and then like when we first get the zombies, it's nothing but gore and blood and stuff. And then the second he realizes what a zombie apocalypse means, color everywhere. Like we get the reds and the blues. Blood isn't even blood. It's like orange and stuff. Like it just becomes this bright, vibrant show now, and I loved it because that's basically what the manga is. Like I said, it has its darker moments, but it's meant to be this fun adventure,
Right.
with these group of people that you've met, been with, just trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, but making the best time out of it. And I cannot wait to see the rest of this show.
Nice. Well, The first episode is out. The second episode should be airing when? Were they
Tomorrow.
releasing Sundays, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I read that.
Yep. So literally, you don't have to watch it right after this, but tomorrow when you get up, there it'll be. I think Crunchyroll either Crunchyroll or Hulu gets it first before anybody else, and then everybody else gets it like the next day.
Okay.
But still, it's so widely available. It's like if you were like a beginner anime watcher, this is probably one thing I would introduce. Just based off the first episode alone, that's pretty dang good. And I can't stress enough. Like I showed this to a group of people, and like they loved it and related to the main character so much.
Yeah.
Because all of our friends work those type of jobs where it's a lot of
Those
hard work, long hours,
kind of mind-numbing type of.
Oh, you
just
know
don't
it.
want to be the Kat actually saw a clip, and she laughed so hard because she relates so well to that like mind-numbing job, you know. So she laughed whenever he was like, "I don't have to go to work today." She related so hard and just said, "I'm gonna watch this."
That's like I was showing it to my friends, like, and they don't watch a lot of it, but they're starting to really watch anime, and like they loved it. They're like, I relate to this guy because I feel like it gets so monotonous, and then especially in like Japan has a real problem with their employees like that overworking. We got Shibuya meltdowns
Yeah.
that actually exist where people just fall asleep anywhere, you know, like, but they can relate to at least working so hard and so long, you know, at these jobs and becoming so monotonous and everything. So it adds something and makes it so relatable, and you understand why he's so excited for
Right.
this, the worst thing that could possibly happen to the world, you know. But no, I can't highly recommend this one enough. I think it's going to be good, and I hope it stays consistently good throughout the rest of the show.
Right. That's definitely one I'm going to be watching. I meant to watch it today before the show. I just got caught up with other stuff and watching other anime. So
Same. Like, we're going on a cruise for spring break next year, and I've been working like constantly to save some money for that. So I haven't, like, whenever I watch anime, it's like late at night when I'm sitting down. But I'm also trying to watch Black Clover, Bleach, and I'm practically watching the big three all over again.
nice. Nice.
So like trying to keep up with all the other stuff that are out right now. So I haven't watched a lot of new stuff, but I've been watching a lot of stuff that's been out, you know.
Right.
So I'm not losing track, just more on. I'm still watching what I'm watching.
All right. Speaking of One Piece, Kat has finally landed on Whole Cake Island. The Straw Hats officially set foot on Whole Cake Island, so she is about to get that whole insanely good arc.
Oh, I love
And
Cake
it's
Island.
one step closer to the Wano arc for her, so I'm excited about that.
Kevlar Ichigo says, "My unique skill makes me OP even at level 1." I can't tell if that's meant to be a joke or if that's an actual title of
that
a
is an actual title. And type it here for me because I feel like I saw it, but I see so much stuff. There it is. Let me see. Blah blah blah. Okay, no. This one is on my to watch list.
Is
Yeah.
this one a completed series?
I don't think it's completed. It might be actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a new anime. So
Yeah.
okay, I'll have to add that to my list.
Nice, yeah. Let's see. He said so far, so 2 episodes in. I knew I knew
Oh, okay, so it
I
is.
recognized the title.
Okay, yeah, because we're
Yeah.
to like the one I'm trying to watch on High Dive is I haven't watched it yet. The Dreamer Boy Becomes a Realist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was interested to check that one out. It's meant to be like a rom-com, I think. So rom-com slice of life. So I wanted to check that out.
Not bad, not bad. Let's see. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's
have
it
you
for me.
watched anything? You're good.
Yeah, no, just like I said, I've been catch like One Piece, Black Clover, Bleach, watching all those right now, and of course Bleach is still good.
Right.
I again, 1,000 Year Blood War. We're gonna get a couple parts before that finishes, and I understand if nobody's wanting to watch and then wait for the next part. So
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I haven't watched any of the 1,000 Year Blood War. I'm kind of waiting at least until like the first 3 parts come out or 4, because I think there's supposed to be 5 in total.
yeah, that sounds about right. Based off how many episodes we're going, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard correctly, and someone said they're gonna have 5 cores, and it's just gonna be those 5, and it's gonna complete the 1,000 Year Blood War arc.
Either way, I'm
So
pumped
we'll see.
for it. So
But I mean, even after that, we've heard that they're doing something else. They're planning on adding more afterwards.
Well, he released a one-shot on Shonen Jump, and no word on whether it's been picked back up again. He hasn't stated so outright, but people are very interested to see what happens with that one-shot, if we're going to continue the story or not. Or if they just decide to go not the manga route, but just straight up just do the anime route and continue the story.
Right.
Which, I mean, it's a possibility. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but I'll be there. I'll check it out.
Hopefully we get it, because, I mean, Bleach is just one of those animes that you either love or you don't love or you try
Again,
to
it's not a one I recommend very easily to people, because it's a very difficult show to get into.
You got to be like a seasoned anime watcher to start. To start watching it and appreciate it, because there's so many filler episodes.
Yeah.
And you will pull your hair out if you're not used to it. But let's talk about one of our topics today.
Yeah, no.
Let's talk about cosplay. Let's talk about cons. Let's talk about etiquette while at a convention and how not to be a piece of crap.
So we're gonna show a video, and he showed it to me just today.
Yeah.
But we're gonna show it. We're gonna let it play out completely in its entirety, and as soon as it's done, we got words about this.
Yeah.
We got like major words for this.
Yeah. Afterwards, go to TikTok if you want to watch the full video. It's a 5-minute video. I condensed it down to like 2 minutes and a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Just for time's sake. But I really I kept in some of the strong points that I really want to get across and talk about for this little segment right here.
Yeah, I after this, definitely go follow them, support them, and you know, if you got any stories to share after this, let us know, because I'm just mind boggled. But yeah, go ahead and let's show.
A lot of this stuff pisses me off. We did sound check it before we went live, but if for some reason the sound just isn't reaching y'all, let us know in the comments, and we'll get that fixed for you right away.
I'm Quinn, or Leave Cause. I just got back from Fanboy Expo Knoxville 2023, and I want to share my experience with the plethora of conventions I've been to, including different fanboys. This has by far been the worst one I've ever been to. There's a lot that happened. I will try to keep this as quick and concise as possible, but please bear with me. So, for starters, the amount of creeps and even vendors that were creepy that were going around was just insane to me, because there was a guy going around who was claiming that he was cosplaying Jeffrey Dahmer. He was going around and following people and taking pictures of them without their consent. He would make small talk that soon turned into creepy conversation to people, including myself. And it took over 20 reports to get this guy out of the convention, and even then, it only happened on Sunday. This last year at the same Knoxville Expo in 2022, where somebody took a picture up my skirt, and I had forgot my safety shorts that day. I was 15 at the time, and someone out there has a picture up my skirt. And I went to security, and still nothing happened until way too many reports were filed on the guy. And even then, I still don't know if he got kicked out or any sort of discipline. Security was barely even checking bags at that point. I saw somebody walking around with an untagged weapon. I do not know what that means. I don't know if I've been told that it means that it is not approved by them, or it means that it is a real gun. But it was very uncomfortable to see that, knowing that security wasn't tagging really anything at that point. Something that happened to me was I had a flare-up, and I had to get the paramedics called on me because of how long the lines were. I had to get my pulse and blood pressure taken because I have POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means I have flare-ups, and I need to have water and salt and have time to rest. And I could not get access to any of those things because of how long the lines were. I was able to have a water bottle that my friend snuck in and a packet of salt that I had with me, but I had to wait 45 plus minutes in the sun for red meat because there was no access to it inside the convention. So I had a very awful time. I have never once had a convention be so inconsiderate to handicapped people. It was honestly the worst convention I've ever been to. Even for the costume contest, there was not a ramp to get on stage for somebody in a wheelchair. They had to go around the side of the stage and couldn't go on stage like everybody else. It just wasn't too kind to anyone who was not able-bodied. It was just a overall horribly managed convention. The staff was mean, a lot of them. The vendors were creepy, at least 2 of them that I had heard.
Alright guys, so let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments. I know they recently followed us today, like right before the show. So if you are in here watching, feel free to comment and let us know more if you want to let us know more, if there's anything we left out that you felt should have been on here.
I gotta state the first thing, I paused the video when I was watching it privately with you. The first thing that got me like heated was just the upskirt shots.
Right.
Immediately I paused it and I said,
disgusting, right?
This, like, who, like, never. That should never ever be happening in a con, and everybody should be calling out that person immediately.
Cons should be a safe space. Even cons like Ecchi Con, Ecchi Expo, you know, full-on adult conventions, there's still rules there. It's not a free-for-all. You don't go taking upskirt shots, especially of underage people.
Exactly. You know me. I'm a photographer too. I love taking photos, especially at cons and stuff like that. But I would never just take a photo just randomly like that, and then just to have like pervy shots like that. That the people do that just makes me so mad and infuriated. Like I want to cuss, and I'm trying so hard not to. But yeah, no, that infuriates me. And then like the next thing I noticed right away was, I believe they said that that one of their friends had to sneak a water in, and that concerns me very highly.
Yeah, that's another thing that got me.
Like, not even at Anime Expo do they restrict you bringing in like those big water jugs or anything.
Yeah, you could take in your personal water bottles, plastic water bottle, you know. Yeah,
so like it makes me wonder, were they like no water in the con at all or anything like that? And if that's the case, I'm just. It here in Texas, it's been hitting like what, 109,
110, 109.
Yeah, like I couldn't even survive out there for more than like 30 minutes in that heat. Like, and imagine like Anime Expo's lines were 4 hours long on day one.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what would have happened if people didn't have access to like water and stuff like that. And then the other thing is the no tagging of the weapon.
Yeah, exactly. That really got to me.
Like, we're Texas. We bring knives with us everywhere.
Yeah, we got our guns. We have our guns. We have our knives.
But cons,
it's a whole different story.
Yeah, they stay wherever they're at, you know, for reasons like this. So like people don't come in with like actual weapons, and because there are people of note, and you know, we don't want a situation like that in our hands of just some random person.
Right.
There's a reason why these weapons are tagged and why these safety measures are put in place, so that people know, hey, this is an okay item. Nobody's going to get extremely hurt if this is here. The tag's here. This is a safe item. Like, let's not even forget, Jason David Frank had to call out that one guy who brought a knife, who snuck in a knife, and he immediately ran to security.
He brought that knife with the intent to harm Jason David Frank.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is so crazy to me. I don't know if it was security lacking or some expo goer, con goer who was just, you know, mad because they tagged his weapon and he didn't want it on there or whatever. But either way, if you're cosplaying and you have a weapon, be it a staff, a gun, a sword, whatever it is, and they tag it, leave that tag on there. Not only for your safety, but for the safety of the other people around you. Sure, it may be a fake weapon, maybe styrofoam, it could be cardboard, EVA foam, whatever it is. But other people don't know that. This pistol, this gun, whatever was used, could have been 100% real. It could have caused real harm. And even more so than that, even if it was fake, he could have gotten really hurt.
Yep.
Just by carrying it around, not wanting to have that tag on it. Because I know sometimes those tags make your cosplay weapons look tacky. You gotta like hide them when you're taking the cosplay photos to make it look good. But
like even at that, most cons are nice enough to, you know, put it somewhere where you could hide it with your hand for like cosplay photos. And actually, they're in the comments right now. They even said that the same person who took the upskirt shot was creeping on a friend who was also underage and was trying to talk her into leaving the con with them, and wasn't really taking no for an answer. She was 4'10" and obviously underage.
Yeah, that's not okay, dude. That really irritates the crap out of me.
And then this is why, like we've stated before, hey, like if you're going to a con and you do see someone like creeping on you or someone's, it's always nice to have those friends just in case to back you up. Like, I mean, we're big guys, but even us don't feel safe sometimes, like walking around in downtown LA, you know.
Yeah.
Groups are a great thing to have.
Groups are great.
And it's nice that you know, you had friends there who were there to help and in case of any kind of emergency. But even at that, this sounds like the security wasn't even doing any type of job. Yeah. They were just there for, I don't know. I hope they weren't volunteers, because that just makes this worse.
Right.
Because if all else, I would assume that they were there just for a paycheck. And then even at that, that's just, you didn't do anything. You didn't stop anything or help anyone. And it just infuriates me to like no end.
Right, because security for a con is very important. Not only for the weapons, it's important for the safety of the con goers.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, especially cons like this, which is open to all ages.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the reason why we have security, because there are creeps that are going to do these types of things. Like, it's insane to think about, like, that these people exist and like nobody was there to just call them out or kick them out of the con or anything like immediately.
Right.
There was even at one point that I believe that in the video where they had a Jeffrey Dahmer cosplayer there.
Yeah, at the beginning of her video.
Yeah.
Their video. Sorry, excuse me. There was a Jeffrey Dahmer cosplayer, which is kind of sketch already.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, even at a true crime convention, like you see some people cosplaying John Wayne Gacy, Dahmer, and all them. It's still kind of sus. You know what I mean? Still sketchy.
Yeah. No. This didn't sound like one of those like true crime or horror.
Yeah, no, this is Fanboy Expo, so I don't see why there would be a Dahmer cosplayer there at all.
And even at that, that like, I'm surprised security wasn't already like red flagged immediately the second he walked in, or and I don't know, it just whatever was going on with the organizers, the security, the prop checkers, like I can't imagine that you were the only one that was experiencing problems. And it just...
Oh yeah, there's definitely other people. I know there is.
There just has to be, and it just doesn't... I just don't understand what was going on at the time of this con for this stuff to be getting away with.
Right. This is like one of those cons that we are going to have to go to to check out ourselves.
Yeah, no, and if anybody ever sees us at any con and you need some help, we'll help you. You're one of our buddies now.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting near us.
You need to tug on the shirt of some random person to make it look like you know them, to get some creep off your back. That's us 100%. We will help you until they go away, and then you can just go on your way. Don't even have to thank us. We didn't do nothing.
I look intimidating enough. I'm 6 foot and big guy. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not light.
Yeah, I'm smiling a lot on the podcast, but if you see me in my everyday just walking around, I look angry all the time, and this guy knows I look angry. No one wants to talk to me.
In general, I tend to look scary towards most people. I have the same problem that my dad did. Everybody looks scary,
right? This though, getting back to their comment, this is not cool. Never go with the person anywhere off the convention for photos or whatever it is, unless you actually know the person or you've done some research on them.
Yeah.
Go look for their portfolio, see how valid they are as a photographer.
Not even at that. My golden rule whenever I do my photos, because I've done a few not safe for work photos.
Like boudoir photos.
Yeah, I've done some photos like that. I always tell my clients, A, please don't come alone. please bring a support system with you. It makes me more comfortable, and you will feel more comfortable with friends and other people there.
Exactly.
It just all around. It's just a safety thing, and it makes people more comfortable. And you should never go to any photo shoot with someone you don't know by yourself.
For sure, never.
Ever. I don't care how trustworthy they are or how noteworthy they are. You should always bring someone with you. Like 100%. That is like the golden rule. Don't ever go by yourself.
Yeah. At least one person, but definitely, the more the merrier in this type of situation. You want to be safe. You want to make sure you guys are safe. And definitely just don't, if you can avoid it, do not go off of the con, floor with anyone you do not know.
Yeah, no, and you've been actually in contact with them, and they left some advice to always remember. Don't ever forget your safety shorts. It may seem like just like a quick forgetful type thing, but it's as they said in their comment that we're actually reading here. Always remember them. It's safety for a reason.
Right. It's better to have your shorts underneath, like they said, whether you're wearing like a long skirt or a short skirt, whatever it is, whatever your cosplay is, just having those shorts on can make you feel 100 times at ease, which is good because you want to feel safe at a convention. You don't want to feel like you're being preyed on a convention.
And then the other thing, like the last thing about this that also really made me mad was the non-wheelchair accessible, handicap friendly accessibility of it sounds like just the entire con, not even just the stage itself. The stage thing drives me insane because when I think of like you're going to a cosplay contest, you're gonna come. Most people are gonna come with some of their best stuff, and some of those cosplays are very big, very bulky, and very hard to move in. So like a ramp is as a necessity for those types of cosplays.
Yeah, like we've seen some Gundam cosplays at Anime Expo. And like these cosplays are huge. It takes like 3 people just to move him around and get him suited up and everything. So
position him. Like even at that, there's some just large cosplays that require a handler for someone who helps walk them around, shows them where to pose, tells them where to face, and like no ramp or any type of like that. Like if we just take handicap capabilities away from this, just not saying it's not important, just to take it away, just looking at it from that angle in general. You've already excluded some of your cosplayers. Now you've excluded the handicap. I just don't know what you're doing as a con, and this needs to be fixed almost yesterday. This needs to be fixed immediately. This is insane.
Yeah, because even for our cons that we get here locally, we get 2-3 of them a year. Yeah, they're always handicap accessible. We have ramps where we need them.
Not even at that. Like some stages that don't have ramps, we have like portable ramps that we can actually hook on, and it's always available if you need it. And
yeah, this should not be an issue anywhere.
Yeah, it's already a non-issue that shouldn't exist here in general.
Yeah, this was an issue like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
it should not be an issue today. They also say, let me see here. Give me a second. Locate all security kiosks and medical kiosks as well. Those are always good to have in mind to know where they are. If you ever need help or you have a medical issue, it's always good to know where these things are located at every con.
And one of their last comments that I would like to point out, and it's like always true 100%. It is never the cosplayer's fault for anything that happens to them. That is always the assaultees.
Yeah.
You should never feel like you're the person at fault for wearing short skirts or
if you have your, cleavage exposed for a cosplay. Like if you're playing Mitsuri, cosplaying Mitsuri from Demon Slayer. I was about to say Dragon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, you should never, you're never the one at fault. Just know that. It's not your fault that people are being creeps. This isn't on you. In fact, no one should be creeps, but there are guys out there.
Yeah.
And it's mostly with guys. I have seen some women at Anime Expo on the show floor where they'll go up and, you got, there's that one famous cosplayer and he always does like the best Dio Brando.
Yes.
And he's been shirtless a couple times. And
yes, he's talked about his experiences. I remember this because he was on TikTok.
Yeah, I've witnessed with my own eyes, just women or, other people just putting their hands on him and feeling his chest, his abs. It makes him uncomfortable.
Yeah, no.
Rightfully so. I mean, no one should be touching you without your consent.
Like, even when I do, like, photos with a person, like, I'll show you what I do. And this is just because it's me. I do the
hovering hand.
The hovering hand. Just because I don't want to feel like I'm, like, pulling you in. I'm already big and, like, scary looking. I don't want to make you feel like I could easily pick you up and run,
Right. Yeah, best option, if the cosplayer consents, always, just the hovering hand aspect when you're hugging them, or if you have your hand lower, like around their waist, you want to make sure your hand's not actually touching them.
Like, even at that, you could always put your hand behind them, like, up here, and then just take the photo, and your hands just necessarily... Because sometimes you do got to get close for a selfie and stuff like that. Yeah. But that's always with pure consent.
Exactly. And remember, guys, cosplay does not equal consent. Once again, we always say this every time this subject comes up. Cosplay does not equal consent. You do not have a right to touch anyone's body just because they are dressed a certain way. They are not asking for your creepy attention. They want attention, but not in the way you're trying to give it to them. They want to show off their cosplays that they've worked hard on. Some of these people work years on a single cosplay and will not show it until they think it's been perfected.
Yeah, like, I can't imagine what their bedrooms look like.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's pure chaos. So something else happened in the con was when I was weak in needing medical assistance. The paramedics started complaining to his friend right in front of me, saying, "Oh yeah, I was about to get my food, but I just had to get out of line while I was on the floor, unable to stand."
That should never happen. That should never be said, especially in front of the person you're there to help.
Yeah, no, like
that is disgusting behavior. Like, this is why they are on site. We have paramedics on site at most cons, as well as the security. We have them on site in case things happen. There are people with disabilities. There are people with conditions and syndromes.
Imagine if Coachella paramedics said this type of thing.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times, and like their whole, like, they have a rotation, like, just to make sure everybody's okay. And, like, they have like, just a giant pack of water just to, like, throw at people, essentially.
Right.
Like,
yeah. No, this should never happen. This is absolutely disgusting behavior. So I was about to get my food, but I had to get out of line. Yeah, you had to do your job, is what you're mad at, instead of eating. You can eat as soon as you help this person, with whatever they needed help with. Because obviously they were on the floor.
I imagine you have, like, thousands of people at a con at all times.
Yeah.
You know that you're gonna be on the clock. You didn't think to eat before, like, plan to eat after, have some water. Like, I come from a family of nurses and doctors, and literally they will tell you, yeah, we keep a granola bar in our in our scrubs, like, because you're not gonna get a break.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard work, and being a nurse, paramedic, like, stuff's gonna happen right away, and you got to be able to be there to respond to it, not complain to people.
Looks like we have a first-time chatter, Turnsy. Say, "Evening, gents. What's going on?" I'm sorry? Who spunks on whose glasses? That's our business. Don't worry about that, all right?
Don't worry. Don't ask what we do in the privacy of our home.
Right? My glasses, his glasses. We take turns, for all you know.
Look, someone else joins in.
Yep. Copite. Who takes and who receives? Now we got some funny people. That's hilarious. That's all right. Come on in, guys. Join the conversation if you want. If you're going to be disgusting, not towards us. I really don't care if it's towards us, but don't be disgusting towards the other commenters.
Yeah.
We do have some underage commenters in here, so keep it towards us. I really don't care because it don't bother me.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like again, paramedics don't get that type of break, you know. So like they always have something ready to go and ready to eat.
Right.
And so like just to see this is just, why are you in this line of work? Is my questioning.
Exactly. If you're a paramedic and you're working at a con, your number one priority should be the safety of the con goers, of the people who are underage, 13 to 17-year-olds.
You literally have someone lying on the ground, and they're passing out, and you're not, and your first instinct is to say, "Well, I guess I gotta help them."
Right.
Is basically what you just said, because that's all I heard. And it's just like, what are you here for then? Why did you get into this line of work?
Yeah, this person should never have had to have gone through the stuff they went through at this con. Clearly, the security was lacking. It could have even been the
organizers.
The organizers, thank you. Could have been the organizers just lacking in that department.
I think this problem goes well into the bottom all the way to the top. Like, because clearly this was not planned well. This was not organized well. We didn't account for anybody. Same problem Anime Expo has every year. They didn't account for the lines. We have nobody to direct people where to go.
Right.
Like, it's a problem, and that still needs solving, and nobody wants to step to the plate to fix these issues.
Exactly. And this person does say in their video, if you go back and you want to watch the full TikTok again, it's 5 minutes long. I had to condense for time's sake. But they do say that they've had some problems in the past because they've been to this expo in the past. But this has been, its worst year.
Yeah, no. Like, me and you have our problems with Anime Expo. I'll fix my foot. Me and you have our problems with Anime Expo, and we bring it up. Lines being the worst. Day one lines are the worst. And like, water, hydration, food. Like,
you're going to be out there for hours, guys.
Like, and these are problems that cons need to address and solve, and like we still don't quite have an answer for them yet. And then, not to mention, at least with an Anime Expo that we've been to, at least they have the resources to help anybody who's in need.
Yeah, I mean, they should too. There would be no excuse if they didn't. It is the largest anime convention in North America.
Exactly.
So there should be no excuse. They should always have the right amount of security and everything else to take care of people.
Yeah, like even in like this con just seems like they didn't even put the effort in to help or address anybody's concerns or the security of their con goers. Like even the few cons that we have here, we have actual police officers standing by because they actually ask some the local police department to at least have a few stand by just in case. And then we actually have some since we're a college town, we have actual nursing students and medics and paramedics on site for anything that happens.
Yeah,
that sounds like our cons are much more planned than what this one was.
Yeah,
because we get like what, a few hundred, and they have to at least be getting the thousands.
Probably, but yeah, our cons aren't very big.
No,
but we do get about 3-4 of them a year. So
yeah.
And that's just counting the pop culture and anime cons. We also got like tattoo cons, gun expos. So I mean, we get quite a few things for
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
We love our guns. I do love my gun though, but it's a whole nother story on a whole nother podcast.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but like Texas law, we can even like carry a sword out in the street now.
Oh yeah,
like there's no regulation on blade size or anything anymore.
You can carry a sword, a spear, a mace.
We can carry what are they called?
Knuckle dusters,
yeah,
or brass knuckles, as most people know them by.
Yep, we can. They're all legal here now. This is literally the Wild West out here.
We're going back in time. The rest of the world's progressing forward. We're moving backwards. Back. It's all right though. Come at me. But anyways, that's where we're gonna end this subject. Again, if they have anything else to say in the comments and they want to, feel free. Absolutely, anytime.
Definitely go follow them on TikTok. Show your support. Let them know that nobody should ever have to go through this, and nobody should experience these things, especially a place where you're trying to have fun.
Right.
A
place that's meant for fun and a good time.
Exactly.
Let's see. Want to go ahead and jump into our main topic?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit our main topic today.
All right.
Just so you guys know, today's main topic is top Anime villains.
Yeah, our top anime villains.
Yeah.
They may not be your top anime villains, but this is our podcast, so make your own. Put your own top villains in there.
By the way, Turnsy wants to know who's packing more, and it's me, obviously.
Obviously.
Well, obviously.
Can't you tell?
Like, look at these.
But can you make them flex? No. I can't anymore. I've lost so much muscle mass from being so lazy over like the last 6-7 months. I can barely do it anymore.
You can't do the Terry Crews.
Nope. I could never do that to begin with. I got close.
We could make them believe that, though. You could say you were that strong. They don't know.
I can't lie because they can just look me up somehow and they'll know the truth.
They're like, hey, we've seen this video.
Catchem joined the chat finally. They said it's actually me. I'm #1 villain.
You are the #1 villain. You don't cry. You hold darkness in your heart.
No emotion whatsoever. You would make a great anime villain. You would not care. You would just be killing off main characters left and right.
Imagine her with the Death Note.
That's why I stay on her good side. I'm safe. Are you?
Nope. I just imagine someone cutting her in line.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
Nice. Oh, they are also packing more too. I agree. I can attest to that. You can't. I can.
I cannot attest to that. I gotta ask that. Have you seen the Ian and Smosh video where they do two truths or two truths, one lie?
I don't know if I've seen theirs, but I've seen other 2 Truth 1 Lie videos.
The funniest thing, you gotta watch it, because like Ian was like, I slept with one of your exes, and he goes, my first kiss was in your room, and I've never been to Disneyland. And he was like, did you sleep with one of my exes? Like, he was like trying to figure out. So he's like, have you been to, no, you haven't been to Disney World. Wait, if you haven't been to Disney World, what is the truth here? Could you imagine if so, like if I was like, yeah, I slept with one of your exes and you just had never had any idea like that? Just like,
I mean, if they're my exes, they're my exes. As long as you're not sleeping with my current girlfriend, I don't care.
I thought the idea was just so hilarious. Like, you never told them at all, ever. Mm-hmm. And now you're just finding out for content.
I kind of see where people go with that, but at the same time, like, just because they're my ex don't mean they're not their own person. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Although
you don't need my permission.
The lie was he's never been to Disney World. He's been to Disney World.
So yeah. All right, so we got Kevlar kicking it off with Frieza. Frieza is a good one, and Frieza almost made the list. Like, I was this close to putting Frieza on the list. Frieza does make an excellent top villain, though. From the very beginning, Frieza wants nothing but death and destruction.
Pure destruction.
He's only worried about ruling the universe.
Let's remember, this man was so petty about losing, he destroyed the planet Namek.
Not only that, in Super, because he was going to lose, he decided to blow up the entire Earth once again. And Beerus had to use his powers. Was it Beerus or was it Whis? It was Whis. Whis had to use his ability so that he would, rewind time like 5 seconds or so. So Goku wouldn't be dumb and he could actually prevent something.
I loved it when he killed Broly's father. Look, Broly, look what they've killed your father.
And to blame it on the Saiyans at that, he kills them and then blames Vegeta and Goku. Like, how crazy.
They got their revenge. They were just like, thanks, Broly, and just flew right.
Right.
Thanks, Vegeta, or Frieza, and just flew right past him.
Sarah finally jumping in the chat says, I still say Vegeta. Still a villain at heart. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because, I don't know. This guy has he has a human wife now. He has a children. He has a children.
He has a children?
He has a child. I said a children.
A children.
There we go. So, yeah, I don't know. On more than one occasion, Vegeta has not only asked for help, but given help.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, definitely the anti-hero of Dragon Ball Z. Much like Wolverine is to the X-Men. Not exactly a good guy, but still a good guy.
I think you're also probably thinking of pretty much Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool as well. Let's see. Evolving Carnage says Vegeta backslides sometimes. He definitely does.
No,
he has
just,
his moments.
He just gets petty.
I think that's a big part of it too. Like in the Majin saga, he decided to, be taken over so he could get that power boost. It's just like pure ego with him. But I think he's actually gotten a lot better about that. I don't think he's as egotistical anymore. In Super, anyways.
Yeah, at least in Super.
Yeah, I don't think he tries to compete with Goku as much anymore. Even though the fans still, fight over whether Goku or Vegeta is best.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's also surpassing Goku.
He does have his moments, and I'm so glad. I'm so happy about that. Because he definitely deserves his moments with everything he's been through and all this other stuff.
He had a great arc.
Yeah, he's had good redemption arcs. Vegeta overall is just a great character. But let's start our list. My first pick was Meruem from Hunter x Hunter. We're gonna get to Aizen in a second, don't you worry.
I figured you put him on here, that's why I didn't say anything.
Meruem from Hunter x Hunter is one of the best villains in anime, and if you don't believe me, that's your own fault. Go and watch it.
Go watch it.
I don't have to explain to you how awesome he is when you can go and watch it and enjoy it for yourself. Now, Meruem essentially is a hybrid monster.
He's a chimera ant.
Yeah.
I got you, don't worry.
Hybrid monster, same thing.
No, it's not.
A chimera is just a hybrid of other animals stuffed together.
He's a chimera ant. Oh,
you're an ant. A big ant.
Look, if we're going to say it, we're going to say it right until we can't remember what the name is.
You right. Anyways, Meruem is a chimera ant. You're welcome. Happy now?
Hey, look, if we don't get technical, somebody else is.
But okay, before I go any further, let me ask you, what makes a great villain, in your opinion?
It's harder with anime sometimes, but like what I find great about villains are villains who you personally can relate to, or villains that could have been the good guy,
right? And
then just one thing makes them that bad guy, like the writing that makes them hurt you emotionally, like they could have been something, and then just this one chosen path altered them. It's the ones that you care about that make really great villains,
right? All right, now I agree with that 100%, but for me, it's all about the depth and the backstory. When you give a villain a good hard backstory, it's very hard to find one that is just like trash. Any villain with a great backstory, with the well thought out backstory, is always going to be a great villain no matter what. Just like Turnip says here, Meruem is so well written, he had such depth, motive, and emotion. Not only that, when you found out that he was actually helping a small human girl, there was something wrong with her, and I can't remember because it's been a while. I think she was blind, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think she was blind, so...
It's been a minute since I've seen it too, but you're good.
But she didn't run from him because he was blind. And so he just kind of took her in and took care of her, and I don't want to say much else, because if you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, first of all, get on it, because it's been out forever. It's been out since the 90s.
I think what I like about these arcs, this arc particular, is like each of the chimera like generals and whatnot, they're like, they become this one-dimensional destruction of force, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly they start like changing and evolving, and then like emotions are playing into things. They're learning about people and what they bring to the, like, it becomes like this mirror aspect in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love it.
Like almost like self-reflecting. It's great, and it's good. It makes you,
because they could have easily just been that one-dimensional villain.
Exactly.
They could have easily just been that super powerful force.
But giving them that depth, as they're evolving, almost makes you feel sad for them when they, ultimately get defeated and die, or whatever it is that happens.
Yeah, well, it's like the great question: what makes people different from animals?
Right.
And like when you see this, you're like, that's it right there. That they have the capacity to feel these things.
Mm-hmm. Now let's jump on to one of your choices.
I love Kira. I love JoJo a lot, but if I had to, like, it was either him or Father Pucci, and like I think Kira does the better job, in my opinion at least. That he's the villain that relies everything based off luck.
Yeah.
He, like, at every point it seems like luck is on his side. They get a clue to where he's at. What does Kira do? He sheer heart attack exists just to take them on, and then they lose that piece. They finally see his face and got a name. What does he do? He goes and gets Cinderella to give him a new face.
Yep.
Like at every turn he has lucked out so much to where he could constantly hide and be hidden, and then even at the most, like, his most powerful bites the dust. Like, it wasn't an act of, like, great villainy. It was an act of cowardness, a way to stay hidden without actually having to take care of the problem himself.
Exactly.
And it's the most terrifying thing when you can just stay hidden and nobody can find you, and you have something else to take care of your problem. Like, literally, it was just a race against time for whatever the boy's name. I always forget right away.
Koichi?
No, not Koichi. The son.
Oh, okay. I forget his name too.
Exactly.
He's not like a very prominent character.
No, yeah, like, he was literally in just a race against time. He had already figured out how Bites the Dust works, but he was fighting the time limit now, because at that point, once everybody's gone, you just deactivate Bites the Dust.
Exactly. But I mean, how good of a villain did he play though? Even his music when he shows up, that music just fits so well.
That piano is just so iconic. I love it every time.
When you see him with the close up in the hand and he's kissing the hand, you do not know that that's a severed hand, like, right off the bat. It's so crazy when it pans out and you just see him holding a hand.
Like I think you start to realize how terrifying he is like when you first meet, like, he first gets his first actual episode where he loses the bag to Shinichi, I think his name was, the short guy with Harvest.
Oh yeah, I think it's Shinichi.
Yeah, and like the entire time he's just trying to stay hidden, and then, like, at the end of that episode, it's like, all right, he made it to the classroom. All he's got to do is just tell Koichi and them, right. And then he touches the doorknob, and you instinctively know what's about to happen. And then just explode, and not even like anything left of you. You're just completely gone.
Yeah, just eviscerated.
Like, that is truly a terrifying villain, because, like, it was just so scary just to touch you, and now you're a bomb.
Right.
I loved everything about him. He was so menacing. Killer Queen was a great stand, and I loved his theme throughout the entire series. And then even at that, he had a dad who supported him. And all,
right?
Yeah.
How crazy was that when you found that out?
Like, it's insane. Like, a dad who's already a stand, but not even at that, has the arrow, who's making other stand users just to protect his son.
Right?
It's insane. I loved this whole arc.
Wasn't he a picture?
He was a picture.
Yeah.
I forget what the actual stand's name is, but yeah, he was just a picture.
Yeah. That is so crazy to think about, dude.
I love part 4, and I would rewatch it again.
Yeah. He's definitely a well-written villain. Carnage said, sorry, had to step away for a minute. What anime is this?
This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable.
Yep.
This is the main villain of that arc. So, this arc and part 3 are everybody's usual favorites.
Yeah. Now, because you asked us that, I know that you have not seen JoJo, and now you know what you have to do, right? Now you have to watch JoJo.
You gotta watch JoJo. It's all there on Netflix.
I'm telling you, dude.
Netflix and Crunchyroll.
Yep. I really enjoyed JoJo. From the first arc to Battle Tendencies on up, all the way to Golden Wind and Stone Ocean. Mm-hmm. Keep forgetting Stone Ocean was the most recent.
Yeah, I like Stone Ocean. I love, my favorite part from Golden Wind is like every other like past JoJo. It's like, is that an enemy stand user? And they're like trying to figure it out. Golden Wind says, "Is that an enemy stand user? I don't know. Beat him up."
The thing that got me was...
And then Abakio, he's just, everybody's kicking this guy. Abakio takes a sip of wine and then sets it down and then goes over and kicks the guy.
That is one of the greatest moments from that arc.
You think Abakio's going to be the nice, calm, collected one? He's not. He's just as unhinged.
Oh, yeah. What got me was, I think it was the end of the first episode, maybe it was the end of the second, is when Bucciardi goes and he, like, licks his face.
In the first episode, yeah. He's like, "You're lying."
He's like, ooh.
Again, if anybody ever licks my face and tastes my sweat just to see if I'm lying, I give up. You know I'm lying.
I don't even know what I'd do in that real world situation.
You just take whatever punishment's coming.
I'd be disgusted, I'd be confused, I'd be surprised.
You're not ready for that type of crazy.
You're really not. If someone ever licked you in public, I guarantee you would not know what to do for a few seconds. You would just be frozen there.
Yeah, you'd be awestruck. Like, did they just lick me?
Right? I don't even know if I'd be mad at that point. I'd be more surprised than anything. Mm-hmm. But still staying on that JoJo bandwagon, I had to throw in Dio.
You had to throw in Dio.
Dio is a great
My thought process was, he's going to put Dio, and I was like, I need to put somebody else.
Originally, I was going to put Kira, but you put Kira before I was like, well, then I guess I'm going to my second choice, Dio. Because I was going to pick someone from JoJo's regardless.
Yeah, I knew you were.
They always have well-rounded villains.
Oh, yeah. Like, Dio is, like, the villain for, like, is pretty much the main, can't say the word now, but the main antagonist throughout the entire series. I'm trying to say the word, and I'm trying to think of how to say it, and I can't say it. But, like, everything happens in all the JoJo's that we have currently is because Dio exists.
Exactly.
It's like his essence is what allows the villains to keep going and doing what they're doing.
Yep.
With the exception being essentially part 4, but yeah.
Yeah. Everything in essence, though, can be traced back to Dio. I mean, even Giorno Giovanna.
Yeah.
He is the son of Dio. So, I mean, everything is connected to Dio in one way or another.
Yeah, whole Father Pucci's, like, plan is... Because that's what he thought Dio wanted. And not really, but that's what he thought.
Right.
It's like... It's funny how you, like, look at someone you idolize and you think you know what they want for their future and everything. And it is not what he thought it was.
Yeah. Dio, again, he has a rich backstory. It starts off, in part 1. We see him as a baby. His mom is dying right there. I think she gives birth right there as she's dying, don't she?
Yes.
The cart's flipped over for whatever reason. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, no,
it's the cart flips.
Cart flips, and then Dio's dad saves Jonathan's dad and the baby, and then he says he's forever in his debt. And then the father tells Dio to go live with them, and then Dio and JoJo become brothers at that point.
Yeah, brothers. Now, Jonathan does try and make it work, but Dio is just a menace from the start.
He is evil incarnate.
This guy kicked a dog's face, Jonathan's dog's face. Jonathan's like, this is my dog. Yeah, he's like, this is my dog. Kicks him. Kicks the dog in the face. Throws the dog in an incinerator and kills his dog.
But yeah,
Dio is just a menace from before he has any supernatural powers. Like, this kid is just evil incarnate.
Like, even at that, like, before you even get, like, he's slowly poisoning Jonathan's dad too.
Yeah, he's slowly poisoning the father.
Like, yeah, this guy, and he's the first villain out of all the JoJo's to essentially kill everybody that was like that had basically who had powers, because the first season was Hamon. He killed everybody. He did it.
Yeah.
Like, he lost in the end for a bit until part 3, but he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, Dio's a well-rounded character. As far as villains go.
Yeah, no, and like when he comes back he's just an even bigger menace. Like, he's like, oh no, here's my plan, and we're sticking to it till the very end.
Exactly. Even Diavolo from part, what is it, 5?
5.
Yeah, from part 5. He is also a great villain. I struggled. I was like, Kira was my number 1, and Dio was going to be my number 2, but then I thought about Diavolo, and I was like, well, damn, now I don't know who to put. So I kind of just played paper, rock, scissors with it, but I felt like Dio was the better choice.
Dude, King Crimson is just such an insane stand to think about.
Right.
What you could get away with that type of stand power. Like, the ability to just move through time and essentially skip time is insane.
Yeah, for real. Let's jump on to your next one.
This one deserves to be on there 100%. This isn't even about who's like what makes a great villain. This is just she pisses me off more than anything. Like,
there's no real intricate backstory for this character.
She's not really well written. She has one thing and it pissed me off till the very end. The whole community agrees.
Now, do not let this look fool you. If you have not already seen The Rising of the Shield Hero, she is an absolute menace. She is her namesake. You remember the name they give her at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, this person is just overall one of the most awful villains I have ever...
most awful, disgusting
Exactly.
Just...
I wanted to punch my screen in hopes that she would feel it. But I'm not going to break my TV for that.
like at the end, I was like, yes, execute her. Let the evil thoughts flow through.
We became the villain. We wanted her to die. And then our MC is over there.
Now Fumi was like, nah, we'll just give her the name, bitch. And and it's just like...
Let her live.
But that'll be her name from now on. Even her adventuring name.
Exactly. And you'd think she'd learn, but in Season 2, she's still trying
She's still the same.
Exactly. Ketchum9 says, I like the Doflamingo Law backstory with Corazon.
I see that's on here on your list. I knew you were gonna go. I was like trying to think of like characters you weren't gonna pick. I was like, I know he's picking because we think too much alike.
Right. Even Naraku from Inuyasha, and I'll be honest with you, Ketchum.
I have no idea.
Ketchum is my partner, by the way. I'll be honest with you. Naraku was this close to making it on there. The only reason Naraku isn't on here is because we already had too many characters for the amount of time we have on here. That's the only reason Naraku didn't make it on here. But even at that, I should have added him because I mean, we even talked about Frieza and I didn't add him either.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to be too like. Of course, they're great villains.
Right.
No, but this chick right here, I would have became the villain that day.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have spared her.
She deserves all your hate, none of your empathy. This is one character that you love to hate.
Like, I believe even at that, like, at the end of, like, some point in Season 2, like, right at the beginning, she tries to poison the food.
Exactly.
She tries to poison, like, nobody's gonna notice. Like, her sister's already on her. She, like, knows already what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Our MC saves her life. Not only her life, but her father's life. Saves her and her father's life, who is the king. She still does not learn anything.
Nope.
He's still trying to hurt our MC, trying to make him die, disappear. Makes no sense. This character does not deserve a redemption arc.
Never does.
No. Kevlar Ichigo says no one beats Tucker.
I was
talking about FMA.
I was like, is he gonna put him on the? I don't know if I should add him to the list.
I was going to, but I couldn't decide between Tucker. There was Father. There was I forget his.
I'm just saying, Tucker.
There's a
Tucker deserves. He goes right along with her wherever she's going. He's going with her.
Oh yeah.
Like, probably about 3 layers deep than her. Like, I would have beat up Tucker. I wanted to punch my screen.
Yeah, these are characters you love to hate. You don't want them to be redeemed in any way possible. They deserve all of your hate and then some.
But this character is like her. She is the reason why everybody watched Rising of the Shield Hero, just to see her get her comeuppance.
Yep. Let's see. I don't know if you've watched Tokyo Revengers.
I have not watched the last episode of Season 2.
Okay. Well, you know who Saki is, though, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you should know who he is.
I hate this guy.
I hate this guy,
He
too.
is an evil genius, but I hate this guy.
Now, this guy is the epitome of a villain because this guy could be this guy in real life. There's no superpowers to this guy. This guy is just cunning. He is sneaky. He's cunning. He's working his way through this gang.
He has like his own set of assassins just hidden away.
He is the reason more than just a few people have died.
Like, even at that, I have to question, does he have the ability to travel through time? It's like the biggest question in my mind, because he seems to know things that he shouldn't know.
And that's the only thing I could think of. But if not that, this guy is just an evil genius, just an absolute evil genius.
Like the way he's already the head of a gang, but nobody knows that because nobody knows who the head of the gang is. And even at that, sneaks his way into the Majin gang. And then even at that, once he gets there, he's not even he's like number 3 head, the number 3rd head, right?
Yeah.
And like the gang, and it's like, oh my god, this guy is working his way through. And like even at that, in the future, he's killing off the members of the gang he's with.
Exactly. Like, this dude is just straight evil genius. And what makes him a great villain is, like I said, he could be him, he could be me, he could be an actual real person.
If you were to look up gaslighting in a dictionary, this is what you're gonna see. Like 100%. This guy right here. Like, I have not even a single doubt. This man can make you believe anything, make you do anything.
I like that you know that the camera's inverted. So instead of pointing the correct way...
I've been doing this a couple times, so I keep doing this. But
instead of
my
pointing
hand's
this
blocked
way
off.
like you should, because it's inverted, you're pointing the actual right way.
Yeah. I've done this, but nobody can see this hand, so luckily I can do this hand and make up for
That's
it.
hilarious. But yeah, Kisaki was a great villain. If you haven't already seen Tokyo Revengers, I highly recommend it. This was your pick. This pick pisses me off. I wanted to leave him off this list because I just hate him that much. I didn't want to put him on the list. But you picked it, so I put it on there.
He had, like... How do you not put the guy who literally betrayed his whole mercenary army, his best friend, and his best friend's lover? Like, literally killed all of them, put a hit out on them, and said, you know what, to add it to the topping of that, I'm going to become a demon. Not even just the demon, the ruler of demons, because I can.
Right?
I want it. And I get anything I want. And that's literally the... Nobody should ever sympathize, and anybody who sympathizes with this motherfucker. I hate you already. You make me mad.
Oh, man, I don't even know what to say. Like, when you mention Griffith in anime group chats, like, it goes wild in there, dude.
Like, oh my, like,
very few people like him.
I love the, like, different assortments of, like, people you'll get. Because you'll get some people like, oh, he's so handsome and cute. And then other people like, he's disgusting. And then it's like, if I ever saw him, I'd punch him in the face. You're going to die. But did I punch him in the face? Then I won in the end.
Spit in your eye or in your mouth. I hate you. That's enough about him. I already can't stand him. Alright, here we go.
We're talking about evil geniuses.
Now, this guy is an evil genius. Aizen, for so long, had the entire Soul Society fooled, thinking that he was a good guy.
Not even...
He was captain of which squad?
Ninth squad, right?
Maybe. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the exact squad.
But let's not even put that, like, out there. This man is the king of patience. Like, he just waited for the opportunity to get to Rukia. And the second it was available, he took that.
Exactly. This man spent years upon years of just patiently waiting, playing the good guy, playing the captain, the nice guy, kissing ass, taking care of his subordinates, all for just the one moment to catch Rukia off guard and get her in trouble somehow, to get rid of her.
Yeah. Like, even at that, like, this man was so, like, nobody even knew what his... essentially his power was. But like the second you see someone stab him and you're like, oh man, they got him, and it's not even him.
Exactly.
Like, you knew how, like, danger you were.
Yep. Oh, 5th Division.
5th Division.
Thanks, Carnage. It's been a while since I've seen the first couple arcs of Bleach. So
this man was truly a menace. I think I saw like this funny video of like people trying to take on villains. This guy's like on the phone call. You know that guy does phone calls?
Yeah.
He's like, wait, who did you stab? Yeah, I stabbed him right in the gut. Check again.
Yeah. Talk about a cheat skill Bankai, by the way. Just like complete hallucinations.
Yeah, no, like he just
like mirages, basically.
He messes with your psyche on a different level. This is also a man who's just like gaslighting perfection. Mm-hmm. He knows how to do it.
Exactly. He knows how to crawl under your skin, and he's powerful enough to do it and not care what happens. It takes Ichigo and it takes Kisuke, finally, after a very long, drawn-out battle, to finally beat him.
And even at that, it cost Ichigo his whole Soul Reaper powers at the time.
Yeah. And they didn't even kill him.
Nope.
No, he is chained up, and I would really like to see, since they're going to continue in some way, I would like to see him come back in some sort of capacity, maybe in like a Frieza kind of way.
Well, you haven't been watching it. He's already back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, not like back,
right?
But like they're using him and like his knowledge and the way, his tactics.
Thousand Year Blood Warrior. I know that, but like I'm talking like in a Frieza sort of aspect.
Oh yeah.
Like no choice but to use him, even though they don't trust him.
You really got to read that one shot.
I'm definitely going to.
Because you kind of get something with one of those characters.
Nice. Let's see. Next we have Light Yagami. This is one of your picks. Again, this was going to be my pick, but I was like, that's kind of obvious. But I do love him as a villain.
He's such a good, like, again, he is like what makes a great villain. He and L were the reason everybody loved Death Note until the second season started. Like, and then everybody hated it because L was gone. Yeah. But like, we see the progression of someone who could have been L and then easily chose to become a god in a sense. Because that's how he saw himself by the end of the series.
Yeah.
He was a god. He judges who lives or dies in his mind. And like that progression downward as you slowly see it, it's like, man, I kind of feel it, but like he's going off the deep. Anybody's just a target at this point, you know. Once we're really getting down into it, it wasn't even just like the villains or the thieves of the world. It was anybody who just stood in his way.
Yeah. And then not only that, but this guy is so smart that he has the foresight to hand what was her name, Misa?
Like no, this is the genius of this man. I know what you're gonna say. This is the man of this genius. Not only does he hand a Death Note to the Shinigami to pass to another Shinigami to pass to him just to test to see if it works.
Right.
And he keeps the knowledge. He also mixes up the Death Note so when he touches it, he gains all his memories back in that instance.
And it's not even that he has it. He just has like a piece of the paper, and it's hidden in his. I think it was a watch.
It was a watch. He literally, it was a watch. You press the knob in, pull it out, and push it in 3 times, and it popped out.
Yeah, like how genius do you have to be? Like this guy was next level genius. He could have done so much good in his fictional world of Death Note if he wanted to. Instead, he got a hold of the book. He was already tired of the status quo and the everyday situations. So.
It's the genius problem. You're too smart. What is there to challenge you at that point? You know,
exactly.
You know, why are you in school? You already know everything. There's no point. You're not doing anything with life, and then your dad's not letting you join the police force at this time. He wants you to finish school first. So like it became so mundane, and then this object comes into his possession, and like he has power now. You know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see, and I love it. It's a great character study as well.
It really is. This has been and has remained to be one of the best and most recommended animes, and for good reason. Even for first-time watchers, this one gets recommended a lot, and I wholeheartedly agree with it.
Yeah, no, I still think the animation holds pretty decently well, even for today.
Right?
And Ryuk still looks good.
He really does. And now on to our last one. I know Kat, or Ketchum as you guys know her, was talking about the Doflamingo Law backstory with Corazon. Doflamingo, there are a ton of villains I could have chose from One Piece.
I know a lot. Like a lot of people would say, like Kaido,
right?
Big Mom. She basically rules over her children with fear and death, essentially.
Right.
But like
has no qualms about killing one of her sons, as Kat learned when she saw the episode today. Yeah, she has no problem killing her daughters or sons if she has to or if she wants to.
But like this is the man who was, his whole family were celestial dragons.
They were top of the line royalty, could not be spoken down to by anybody. However, his father wanted to lead a normal life. They wanted to leave all that behind, which Doflamingo just wasn't happy about that. Even as a kid, he disagreed with his father. So they lived the normal life, and once again, what makes a great villain is a great backstory. The village he moves to, the town he moves to, finds out they used to be celestial dragons. Celestial dragons, if you don't know One Piece at all, are just hated by, your common folk, your everyday person.
Because whatever they say is just law. It's not even like a question. It's law. It doesn't matter what you do.
If they're walking by and you're just standing up and you don't kneel down, they will kill you on the spot. If they see your daughter or your wife and say, I like them, I want them as my next wife, then that's what's going to happen, because they have that type of power in One Piece. Yeah, there is nobody above them in One Piece. Like, these guys are meant to be almost gods.
Like, and then this man not even like took a country. He stole it under them, turned anybody who opposed him in that country to toys, so that none of their, and like, to add the icing on that, he said, oh, you could still go live with your family, but I get to rule no matter what.
Yeah.
And then the second you oppose that, this is over.
This guy has had factories where he has children that he's doing tests on and stuff.
He was
giving them narcotics. He's giving children narcotics.
He's the main man who funded the Smile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, he's the reason Smile exists. Not to spoil too much, but
yeah,
Smile is the worst thing to ever be invented.
Yes, I mean, you got this guy tearing families apart, stealing a kingdom, and everybody is kind of blindsided by it. They think he's a good guy in their eyes. But again, I can't give too much away for those who haven't.
And the Navy's just letting him get away with it.
Exactly. But that's also due to the fact that he's a warlord. So he's basically untouchable as long as he maintains that title and works for the government.
Yeah, no, like, and then even at that, to top it off, like, when he realizes there's a whole uprising in his kingdom, not to like send his army of pirates after them or anything like that, he creates the birdcage to just destroy the island.
Yeah, he is gonna kill everything if he can't have it.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is definitely one of the best One Piece villains. Forget about Kaido, forget about Big Mom. I know they get talked about a lot, Kaido especially, because we're on that arc right now and everything's happening with Kaido.
But Ketchum says it the best right there too, like, for spoiling everybody. But yeah, like, the whole Law and Cortisone, like, that's heartbreaking. Your own brother
Kills his own brother without a second thought.
Yeah, it wasn't even hesitated. He just straight up shoots.
Like, this is the one family you have left. The one family member you have left. Killed him without a second thought.
Like, this man, like, I didn't realize how much I was gonna hate him when we got to this arc. Man, did I despise him.
Yeah.
I hated everything about him. And, yeah, I'm glad he's getting what's coming to him. He's heading straight to Impel Down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this guy has committed SA, child abduction, narcotics, and the distribution of narcotics to these children.
He basically created an uncurable disease.
Yeah. I mean, the list is long for what this guy has done. It's ridiculously crazy.
Like, if he was here in our world, and he would have broken every rule of the Geneva Convention.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just state it like it is.
Yeah, he funded and provided weapons so that wars in other countries could continue, so that he could make profit off of, the guns he's selling to third worlds, so that he can keep on producing Smile, which again was just a horrible drug, almost like a synthetic devil fruit power.
Yeah, that wasn't he hadn't even perfected yet, and they would force feed them Smile and just to actual people to see if they worked.
Yeah. Not only that, the toys that he transformed, not only did they lose the memories of their former selves when they were human, they were forced into slave labor underneath the town in one of his other smile factories. Like, this guy is just the dirtiest of the dirtiest. Definitely more villainous than Kaido. I don't care what y'all say. I know everyone loves Kaido right now because he's the big main villain.
You know, if it wasn't for Fujiwara to come in and publicly announce that, you know, we're sorry for his actions, Don Flamingo would have still been free.
Oh yeah, for sure. The government would have covered it up.
Yeah.
Like, they've already stated they don't need any more blunders to the public.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Fujiwara, like the actual good Navy man that he is,
Yeah.
and not just someone who bows to the government's wishes, like Don Flamingo would still be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy is an absolute menace. Kaido's big, Kaido's bad, but Kaido is not as bad as Don Flamingo when it comes to your rap sheet or your record.
Yeah, I truly think he's the worst. Yeah, cool devil fruit power though.
He does have a cool devil fruit power. And it fits his character perfectly. It fits his character perfectly because that's just the kind of guy he is. He controls stuff. He wants to control stuff.
Yeah, he's a literal puppeteer.
Your every movement he wants to control. So yeah, it was the perfect devil fruit for him.
It's interesting, like he reigns over toys, especially being a string user. You know, he's the marionette type. You know, everything was just made so much sense as it went on for this guy.
But the pleasure is that much more when you see him get his, you know, face punched off by Luffy when they're fighting. Like, you get excited, you get the goosebumps, you start like breathing
still
hard.
The most iconic scene is when he stops that foot with his foot when he's about to step on Law. Oh, that was so like you're like
yeah. Like this backstory for Law is so short, and even Corazon is just a temporary character. But he's a character that quickly became like everybody's favorite.
He's the background picture on your phone.
Yeah, he really is. I don't want to show it.
Just take him at his word.
Yeah, it is. It's the wallpaper on my phone. Corazon, even though he was available for like what, 8-10 episodes, a very short stint. Yeah, if that.
But he's so lovable. I see people cosplay him even today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how fun a character he was. That's
really
how loved he was.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, that was my final selection for top villain. What about you guys? Do you have any more? I know Kat said Naraku from Inuyasha. You remember Inuyasha, don't you?
Yeah, I remember.
It's kind of an older one. That's the one you woke up to at 3 in the morning. Even though you're supposed to be asleep for school, you wake up because you left your TV on.
Yep.
Naraku was also a great character. And it's way too much trouble for me to pull up a picture, so I won't do it right now. But he was a great character, essentially just a burn victim, basically, who was... I don't know if the audio's catching you, but you could have just put that on the chat.
I know they're getting bits and pieces of that. Isabella from The Promised Neverland.
I won't talk about it. You're welcome. Quit being creepy. Bye.
You could literally see the door in the background open and everything. And like the mic caught like every other word that she was saying. I was watching as it went.
Alright, go ahead. You were talking about Isabella.
Dude, Isabella from The Promised Neverland. Yeah, no, it's hard to say like straight villainy or if like what do you call it? Being forced to do something that you really don't want to do, and that's it. Because even at that, Isabella was a product of the farm herself, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, that is true.
Yeah. No, you're correct. That the second season. Don't watch The Promised Neverland. Go read the manga. It's so much better. But yeah, no, like her own son was part of her care too, like, and she knew it too, and she knew she was gonna have to give him away to be fed to demons. So it's hard to say true villainy. That's what I struggled with, because I thought about putting her on the list too, because like, you know, she has the things that make a villain in a sense, but is it more because she's has to survive, or is it because, you know, it's if she doesn't do these things, the the whole farm goes anyways.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those dilemmas type thing. Like, is she truly a villain, or is she just kind of someone that's a henchman in a sense?
Right, kind of left without a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that, and I get where you're coming from. Let's see. My friends I hate, which is your nephew, because you're my friends I hate. You're here. Says Yujiro from Baki. Yujiro is absolutely a menace. If you have not seen the original Baki, which leads into the Bakis that you find on Netflix.
Because I believe it's first one is Baki Haman, and then it's just Baki for the next.
Yeah.
So you gotta like watch Baki Hanma or
Well, no, you gotta watch Grappler Baki,
Grappler Baki.
then Baki Hanma, then whatever else is on Netflix.
I think it's just Baki.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why they split it, which is stupid. I don't know why they split it. They should have just kept it all under the same name. But whatever. But yeah, no, Yujiro, that man is truly a menace to society.
He really is. Kills his wife without a second thought. Just because she interrupted a fight, and the man loves to fight. He
essayed and had a kid with that person.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids. And then not even a...
He essayed the second one.
The second
and
one.
that's where we got that kid from.
Yeah.
The other one, she willingly donated her body
Yes.
to give birth to his child because she was just infatuated with his muscles.
And then even at that, like, killed her in front of Baki just to make Baki stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just so he could actually have someone who can fight him. Like, that man is a menace on so many levels.
Yep. And thank you for bringing him up because he was actually almost on the list as well.
Same here. I thought about the same thing.
I really did think about it. I was like, man, I can't just keep bringing up Baki because I bring it up as often
I
as
know.
I can. I love
it's
the
like
Baki series.
it's like really hard not to talk about One Piece,
right?
but we're such fans of One Piece.
We really are. Got a straw hat. Got this paper straw hat.
And then he's got a box set, but he ain't about to get that down. I
turn
already
them
know
on.
you're not.
I'm not going to take that down. It's too much work to get up and go grab and then put back.
Yeah, no, like, but it's hard. We try not to stay on the same subject. That's why I try to mix up the list. Like, don't give the same answers.
Right.
like one of the answers I wanted to give was Madara, because why not? But we've talked about Madara constantly.
Madara is just an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, that man is just wanted everything dead.
Now, Ketchum, who was creeping behind us, told me to talk about Dororo. Have you seen Dororo?
Of course I've seen Dororo.
Okay, just making sure. For those of you who haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch it. It is on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they took it off, because they rotate every now and then.
Yeah, I know. It's they do that, and I hate that.
Yeah, but it should be on Amazon Prime. If not, Google it and search how to find it. It's definitely worth the watch. I think it's 24 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. And this is a remake, because Dororo is actually an older anime and an older manga. And we're talking black and white old. And they recently remade it about 4 years ago, I want to say. 4 or 5 years ago. Somewhere around there. So, Dororo... his father is the villain. Now this man, for exchange of power, offered his son's body to demons.
Let me restate that. It wasn't really an exchange for power. It was an exchange to make his land the greatest, in a sense. He wanted to be the greatest ruler with the greatest land that could prosper, and so he went to essentially this hut full of demons. Like, it was closed off and everything.
Yeah, it was like a shrine almost.
Mm-hmm. And like, he was willing to offer anything for it. And so they took all of our main characters' eyesight, taste, hands, legs,
arms, legs, its skin. The first time you see Dororo as a baby, it is just like almost like just a skeleton with no arms or legs, and it's just flesh. There's no skin. It's just like almost like muscle tissue and flesh, and that's it. So he grows up and eventually has to fight demons, in order to get his rightful body back.
Mm-hmm.
And with each demon he kills, a little piece of him comes back.
Yeah, no, it's his dad is what makes a good villain.
Yeah,
because in one heart you're like, yeah, I could see why you want your people to survive, to prosper, and this and that. But then the other question is, well, what are you willing to sacrifice for that?
Exactly.
And he was willing to sacrifice everything except himself.
Yep.
You know, and that's what makes you a villain. You would rather sacrifice the people you love, in a sense, not even love, but the people that are close to you, than rather sacrifice yourself for your own betterment is what makes you a true villain.
Nope. That's definitely true. He really was a villain. I mean,
then even at that, his second son, he treated like a king.
like royalty.
Yeah.
Like his first son was just a throwaway. Same mother. And I don't want to say so much. I don't want to say anything else because it will ruin the anime if you haven't watched it. Definitely go watch Dororo if you haven't, though. It is a great watch. Have you seen Inuyashiki?
I feel like I have.
There you go. Type it in. Inuyashiki, I like for more than a couple of reasons.
Oh, yes. I love this. The Last Hero.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I love this because our MC is like a 50, 60-year-old old man. And that's one of my favorite things ever because adults don't get represented enough in anime.
No, we don't.
Yeah, because, I mean, your target anime
Not that we're 60. Let me just clarify that.
I'm 31, okay?
30.
Hold on, I'm not that old just yet.
But, like, it's interesting to see because the old man is literally at a dead-end job. He can't get any raises. His wife and kids don't respect him. He ain't even allowed to have a dog, you know?
Exactly.
And then he finds out he has cancer. He's trying to tell his family, and his family just doesn't seem like they care. You know, and you think this is the man that's going to be the villain of this story. Because everything about him is, you know...
Like,
there's nothing good in his life.
Exactly. Everything is just going downhill from him. His job, his family, everything.
And then you see this other character, this young guy.
Yeah.
Top of his class. All the girls love him. He has great friends. He has not great friends, but a few great friends that love to be around him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's just bored by the world, but he lives it, you know. And then suddenly
they happen to be in the same empty field at night, just for whatever reason. The old man was walking there just trying to clear his mind and think of something happy. The kid, I think, was bored and just kind of just taking a night stroll. But they happen to be in the same vicinity.
And like this extra dimensional plane, like UFO, hits them, kills them both.
It's an alien.
Yeah.
They basically get abducted and they get torn apart and reconstructed.
Yeah, the aliens say, "Oh no, we have to fix them, but we can't revive them, but we can remake them in a sense."
Exactly.
So they give them like these futuristic technology of like destruction in a sense. The old man feels younger, more spry. The cancer's gone because, of course, you know, he's now basically just a robot in a sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like in his mind, what he's gonna do with this power is just make things a little bit better. Not like save the world or help people, but just do a few good things.
Yeah, a few good deeds every day.
And then the young man goes off the rails.
Yeah, this guy is just your typical villain.
Yeah.
He has one ability that lets him, you know, just go bang with his hand. Just like a finger gun.
Yeah.
And he's just like killing people.
And it works.
It really does work. And at one point in the anime, this is hilarious the first time I saw it, the old man and him meet, and they're having a shootout, but with, you know, their hands, with their
they're
finger.
literally...
So, I mean, the young kid's like bang, 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 and they're making their own sound effects.
They are. It's hilarious. Like, there's even at one point where the kid goes, da 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 da, like legitimately like that. Yeah. Like if you're looking at it with like out any context, you're gonna die laughing.
Yeah, it is pretty hilarious to watch. If you're just like seeing a clip of it, you're gonna wonder what's going on.
But yeah, no, like the old man like slowly is like doing bigger and greater. Like he's truly becoming a hero. Is like his family seeing he's much more happier, and they're asking him more about things. He's getting in touch with his family. Yeah, it's such a great story. I can't recommend it more than enough. It is on Amazon. Is when I last saw it. Is where it was. If it's still there, I do recommend it. Say the name again.
Inuyashiki.
Last Hero.
Yeah.
That's the part you need to know.
Yeah. But man, we've been going on for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we are going to end today's episode, guys. So those were our picks for our top villains. If you didn't get or give us one that you thought should have been on the list, let us know. Let us know on the socials. Let us know in the comments.
Thank you, Quinn, for stopping by
Quinn.
and letting us talk about what happened to you at that con.
Also at Tea Leaf Cos, which is her cosplayer name.
Yeah. Again, everybody.
Their cosplayer name. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. Everybody, go follow them and give them some support and let them know that definitely shouldn't happen at cons. And,
Yeah. Cons should be a safe space for all.
And we'll always be out here talking about cons and trying to improve things for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe everybody's voice should be heard on that matter.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, also, I love our villains. Villains are what make great shows.
Yeah, they really are. Some of these animes would have just fell flat without a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
It's like even Demon Slayer. I struggled
with Muzan.
Yeah, whether I wanted to put him on the list or not. I just decided not to because
I don't think he's there yet.
I figured he would be overhyped anyways right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's still going.
Yeah.
There's still.
I say once the end
it.
of the series, he successfully earns that right. But currently in the anime state, not right now.
Yeah.
He's just a dark figure in the background. In
Exactly.
Sense.
But yeah, once again, shout out to Blood by Design.
Exactly.
Exactly. Carnage says anime Michael Jackson. Dude, seriously, that was my first thought when he showed up with the hat and the fedora and everything. But yeah, want to give a shout out to Blood by Design for providing the music as always. Super good group. If you haven't already heard their music, if you like hard stuff like metal and stuff like we do, you can check out their YouTube channel by the same name, Blood by Design. You'll find their first 2 albums on there for free completely. So you can listen to it all or a little bit, whatever you want to do.
Also, remember, if we get to 40 followers before the end of the month, he's going to do the Chica dance. If we get to 50 followers before the end of the month, he's going to do the Chica dance in cosplay. So let everybody know to come follow us and and to join and watch us just so he can do the Chica dance in cosplay.
Once again, I was volunteered for this. I did not agree to it.
No. I'm making him do it.
But if we get 40 followers, I will do it. If we get 50, if you get the cosplay,
I will 100% get that cosplay.
I will do it. Whether you make it yourself or you buy it, I don't care.
I'm going to get it, just that one size, just too small.
I look like a little sausage in a casing, which is basically what I'm doing in this shirt.
Yeah. But thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you. Once again, Tea Leaf Cos, thank you for following us. We really do appreciate it. We love all the support we can get, and we love supporting people like you and letting everyone else hear your story so that hopefully someone else won't go through the same things that you did, and hopefully you won't go through them again. So with that, guys, we'll see you later.
sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. But Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain. Beneath the sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. By Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain. Beneath the sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. By Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain.